Hello and welcome back to Green-HillGaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream I am back playing Mortal Kombat 11. It is currently Season 10 of Kombat League. So sit back, relax, stay safe, but more importantly, enjoy the live stream. So how many days do we have left? 26 days and 2 hours left in Season X. It just began, so there's no season streaks or nothing like that. The daily challenge is to complete 5 Kombat League sets a day. Doesn't make any sense. How can that be a daily challenge? How could you complete 5 Kombat League sets? Oh yeah, I thought it said 5 days. I was wondering. 2 seconds, I'm just getting my live stream up on my phone. I was wondering, that made no sense. So, okay, so I'll basically complete 5 Kombat League sets a day. Okay. And howdy do to my viewer. Welcome to Green-HillGaming. Great to have you on the live stream. I'm back playing some Mortal Kombat 11 in this live stream. It is Season X of Season 9. However you want to put it, of Kombat League. So, great to have you, and I hope that you're keeping safe and well, and enjoy the live stream. So my season challenges are to connect 10 fatal blows, connect 25 throws, complete 10 ranked daily challenges, complete 15 Kombat League sets, spill 10,000, I'm blind,
what's up?
Blood, and complete all season challenges. Damien, what is the crack, buddy? Ah, man, I don't know, man. Fucking this lockdown, man. It's getting to me. But other than that, I'm doing okay, I suppose. I'm doing okay. What about you, buddy? How are you keeping? How are things with you? And welcome to the live stream, man, as always. So I'll take a break from Resident Evil and stuff like that, and we're back to a bit of combat, Mortal Kombat. And this is Kombat League Season 10. I'm just going through some of the daily challenges there now. Complete all seasonal challenges. So, 26 days and 2 hours to complete that. So let's get stuck into it. By the way, the name of this season is it's the Season of Shadows. I've seen the Assassin's Creed, what do they call it again? Assassin's Creed, what do they call it? Brawlhalla. Valhalla was confirmed yesterday. They're going to show more of it today. So the Vikings have been confirmed. I think they're going to show a cinematic trailer today.
The Gemma thing is she got pulled over and didn't tell the cops where she going. No protesting outside a courthouse, emoji happy tears.
Yeah, I looked into it.
Trailer drops today.
Yeah, man, the trailer drops today. I think it's only going to be a CGI trailer, but nonetheless, nice to see some, confirmation of what this new Assassin's Creed game is going to be about in terms of the setting. It's going to be Vikings, so interesting. I'll check that out. But the Gemma O'Doherty, Jesus, your comment is gone on the Gemma O'Doherty. Did you delete that, or did you get deleted? But yeah, I've seen that. She was stopped at a checkpoint, and
round 1.
Yeah, man. God, I have a lot to say about Gemma O'Doherty and that situation, but I think I'll just wait until the end of this set before I talk about that. But yeah, I did look into it because you see, the thing is, she's banned from Facebook, as far as I know, and she's on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter that much.
I deleted because it made little sense due to shit spelling. Emoji happy tears.
No, man, I understood what you were saying. That's fine, man. I understood what you were saying. Just 2 seconds. I just want to. Yeah, just once I complete this set, I will discuss it more. But yeah, she's banned on Facebook, as far as I know. She's on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter at all, to be honest. And I haven't been Google newsing. Is that a term? I haven't been looking her up on Google News, so I didn't really know what was going on. But I looked into it last night, and I am aware of the situation. She got stopped at a checkpoint like everyone else in Ireland. She's no different to anybody else in Ireland. She got pulled over, and she didn't like it, basically. But I will get more into that now at the end of this set. I kind of feel a bit bad for them. I'll give them a mercy. We can have a mercy. Not. So I promise after this fight I will discuss not all things Gemma or Doherty, just discuss her a little bit and discuss that situation a little bit. Because I think people like her are interesting, and I think her followers are interesting, and I just think that, you know, yeah, I just have to wait until I complete the set to talk about it. I think it's important that you don't follow anybody. If you become a follower, something 4-year-old there. If you sound like if you follow anybody and if you become a follower, what does that say about you? Really, when you think about it, like the irony of people like Gemma or Doherty is they try to tell people to think for themselves and don't be brainwashed by the authorities. But then again, everyone is just listening to her every word. You know, instead of actually thinking for themselves, and instead of actually kind of. And I do have a lot to say, so just bear with me. I promise I will go in depth, as well, too in depth. I don't want to go too off topic, so I will discuss the actual situation that happened. I'm not going to give like a biography of Gemma Doherty or anything like that. Wikipedia and Google is for, but. Nonetheless, I will discuss it. This guy must be so pissed off. Right, if you can hear me right now, I'm phoning Ripper. You can hear me? No, Mr. Hunku. Right. A bit distracted, that's why I'm using the same moves over and over again, so I apologize for that. I know it's annoying, and that's one I'm using the same moves over and over again. Look, he has a new move.
Finish him.
And here's a pet just to go along with it. So once I return to the main menu, I will discuss good old Gemma or Doherty. She reminds me, unfortunately, she reminds me of
Shao Kahn wins.
Alex Jones a little bit. And I'll discuss that later, but she does remind me of Alex Jones, and I'll tell you why in a second. Once I return to the main menu. So I won the first set, I'm happy with that. And howdy do to my lovely second viewer who has joined the live stream. Welcome to Green-HillGaming. This live stream I'm playing a bit of Mortal Kombat 11 Season
Online
X of Combat League, Season of Shadows, but I'm also discussing a certain lady called Gemma or Doherty. So yeah, Damien, let me discuss Gemma or Doherty. So I looked at the video. I don't know if it was the entire video, but I did see a video where a woman in question, Gemma O'Doherty, she got pulled over by the Gardaí at a checkpoint, like everyone in Ireland, like everyone in Ireland. You know, there's a viral pandemic taking place. Whatever your opinion, whatever anyone's opinion is of the coronavirus, like it is a thing, it exists. How it was created, it doesn't come into question here. Although, like, we all have, like, I have opinions, everyone has opinions about coronavirus, but nonetheless, like, people are dying, people are being infected by this virus, and that is the most important thing to focus on. So because of that, God, I'm going off track here. Because of that, everyone in Ireland is if they're travelling, they will be pulled over at various checkpoints, and the Gardaí will say, okay, where are you going? Why are you going here? Do you need to go here? So anyway, Gemma Doherty, she got pulled over, and well, she wasn't having any of it, from what I could see in the video, and she basically felt like she didn't have to be asked these questions. She questioned the Gardaí as to why she was being asked questions like, why are you travelling? She was trying to say that they had no right to ask her those questions, and she was recording them, showing their face and everything. I wouldn't say she was being like. I'm sure the Gardaí have had a lot more aggressive encounters with the public many times when they were being pulled over. So I wouldn't say that she was aggressive or anything, too aggressive anyway. But so that's what happened anyway. It was more or less it. Like, that's what I saw in the video. Anyway, it was more or less it. So this is kind of like what's happening with Gemma O'Doherty right now. Is apparently she is going to the High Court to challenge regulations in relation to the COVID-19 lockdown measures, and she's kind of challenging them. So that's what's happening with her anyway. As far as, I'm just going to keep it short and simple, really. I think that woman has lost her mind. A little bit like how Alex Jones lost his mind. People like Gemma Doherty, Alex Jones, they start out with the quest for the truth. You know what I mean? Social justice. Or in Gemma Doherty's case, you know, anti-corruption. They all start off with a kind of very kind of like their heart is in the right place kind of a thing. They want to fight corruption, and they want to go after the truth and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, but like once you start harassing people who have absolutely like nothing directly to do with what you're fighting against, like in Alex Jones'
were their
case,
names taken outside the court like the employees that lost their jobs outside Debenhams?
Were their names taken outside the court? Like their employees. I don't know about that. I don't know a whole lot about the situation, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what happened with the Debenhams workers. That was insane, man. They just told, okay, you've no jobs.
Former Debenhams employees went protesting yesterday outside Debenhams.
They did, yeah. There's two protests that kind of happened. So there's obviously the Debenhams workers are protesting. They were protesting outside Debenhams because they just lost their jobs and they didn't get any redundancy on that. But from what I could see of the protest, they kept their social
Cops
distance.
came and took their names.
That's right, yeah, that is right. From what I can tell, there was nothing like that with Gemma Doherty's supporters. And Gemma Doherty's supporters, when they basically came outside the court to support Gemma Doherty, there was absolutely no social distancing whatsoever. I don't think that they were really kind of... I don't know if they were questioning that, but apparently anyway, there was no kind of major big deal made about them. But then, as you pointed out there, I didn't know this, but the cops came and took their names.
I bet they'll get a fine.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, possibly the Debenhams workers will probably suffer there. So it is a crazy situation. So, like... So here's what I think. Right? Here's what I think. So it kind of goes back to what I was saying a minute ago. And people like Gemma Doherty. I wouldn't be so quick to kind of like... I wouldn't be so quick to... What's the word for it? There's a word I'm looking for.
Do you think lockdown will be extended?
It's looking that way. Unfortunately, it's looking that way. It definitely is looking that way. I don't think that... I don't think anyone knows what the hell is going on. I don't think the government knows what the hell is going on. I don't think the HSE knows what the hell is going on. I don't think doctors know what the hell is going on. You know, they're saying, oh look, stay at home for 2 weeks. It'll all be over in no time. Then that 2 weeks gets extended. They're like, look, it won't be forever. Do this for the next 2 weeks, you'll be fine. Then they're coming out. Then the government is coming out saying, oh, we can't get too complacent. So like, we've been very good. We've been fucking abiding by the fucking regulations, man. There's only a handful of people who haven't been. Then they're saying, oh, so look, we don't know if the numbers are sufficient enough to raise the lockdown. It's going from one thing to the other. So honestly, man, the honest to God answer to that question, man, is I have absolutely no idea. And that's going by the kind of information that has been given to us by the fucking authorities and everything else. I tried to do a bit of multitasking here, try to get the gameplay started, continued I should say, to talk about people like Gemma Doherty. I wouldn't be too quick to like banish them.
HSE doesn't know a thing. They fucked up with cancer and then the coronavirus.
Yeah, and people
misinformed people.
Exactly, you're spot on, man. You're actually spot on, and people seem to forget that. You know, people seem to be so tuned into I don't know, man. I don't know how to put it really, but you're exactly right, man. People forget that. People forget the fact that there was many scandals within the HSC, and in particular the cancer scandal, where cancer patients, people who were tested for cancer were given false vaccine results. People seem to forget that. You know, so we're all tuning into what the HSC are saying about the coronavirus, and we're all tuned into the statistics they're giving us, but we forget, you know, who they are and what they've done. So it's a great point. It's a great point, man, and it's spot on and it's interesting as well.
Round one, fight!
I can't stand Simon, emoji happy tears.
Why? Way too easy. Sorry, opponents. Like,
Harris just never liked him.
Yeah, man, I can't stand his voice, to be honest with you, man. His voice goes through my head. Sorry, I promised that I would talk about how I feel about Gemma Doherty. So we all know what's happening with Gemma Doherty in terms of the high court situation, and in terms of the incident where she was where she was pulled over for a checkpoint. So we all know that. We all like, I don't need to talk about that. Like, I don't need to report that. You know, we all know that. But so that's all known. So I did promise that I would give my opinion on General Dorothy, and I will. I will do that after I win this battle. So I did promise gameplay too. So yeah. Oh, that's not good enough.
Hi.
What do we have?
Finish him.
Howdy do, Otku. Welcome to Green-HillGaming. So in this live stream, I am playing Season X of Kombat League. Glad to have you in the live stream, Otku. How are you keeping, man? How are things with you? So many people, you know, they like to label everyone these days, don't they? Anyone who has an opinion or a view that just opposes.
Will you return to Daymare?
Round 1.
Oh, I will, yeah. I was going to do it last night, but I was too tired. I was absolutely bad out last night. That's why I didn't do a live stream last night of Daymare. But I will definitely be returning to it. I'll probably stream a new game, because I felt like the yesterday's live stream was very rough. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We live in a world where anyone who has an opinion or a view that is different to the mainstream narrative views and opinions that the majority of people have, they get labelled. Various labels. One of those labels is a conspiracy theorist. And the irony here about this is, you know, for years, oh god, for decades,
Round 2.
anyone who said that UFOs existed were labelled a conspiracy theorist. Now you have the Pentagon releasing videos of UFOs, clearly saying, yeah, we have UFOs in the sky. This has been reported on all mainstream media. So that's, I think, the irony really of that. So is it still a conspiracy? Is it still a conspiracy theory to say that UFOs exist? The Pentagon, a bunch of conspiracy theorists. Is the government a bunch of conspiracy theorists? The irony, isn't it? The irony of the government being conspiracy theorists. Isn't that just so ironic? So I just wanted to start off the conversation by saying that. You know, so before you label somebody a conspiracy theorist, you know, just remember
What a great time to be alive.
Well, it is a great time to be alive, actually. So that's one way to put it, man. It is a great time to be alive, because I think that so much is coming to light. And what are these people going to say? The people who just would shut you down just so quickly and just label you a conspiracy theorist. What are they saying now, like? You know what I mean? What are they going to say now? What are they going to do? They're going to call a Pentagon conspiracy theorist. So you're just a nut job. What are you on about? You know what I mean? The Pentagon released 3 videos. Not Tinfoil Hat 101 on YouTube releasing fucking videos of aliens, but the Pentagon. The fucking... Oh, I didn't realise that was a 1-1 set. The Pentagon. Anyway, this fucking conversation is going way off track, man. Okay, I wanted to talk about a lady called Gemma O'Doherty. She is an Irish investigative journalist who has views and opinions that differ to the majority of people, that differ to the narrative, mainstream way of thinking, and because of that she gets labelled many things, including conspiracy theorist. So I want to discuss her in particular. I think she started off doing her best to, you know, to expose the truth and to fight corruption, and her heart was in fact in the right place. But I think over the course of time, you know, she has bended to the pressure of, because you know, you don't go down that road without being under a lot of pressure. So I feel like she bended to the pressure, and because of that she has lost her mind.
Round 2.
And I don't like. There's some things that I will agree with her on. In fact, there's a lot of things that I will agree with her on. But I'm sorry, but you don't think that you're above any. You can't just come up to somebody, intimidate them, record them, you know, harass them.
I don't think UFOs should be our concern while thousands of people getting sick every day.
As far as a concern, I do agree with you. It definitely isn't. I mean, a lot of people, like, there would have been. This is not new. Like, I mean, people have been trying to tell us that UFOs are out there for decades. Do you know what I mean? For decades. So it's certainly something that isn't new. So I do agree with you in terms of it. It's not something that is that we should be concerning ourselves with. We should be concerning ourselves with, you know, developing a vaccine for this virus. You know what I mean? We should be concerning ourselves with maybe, instead of, you know, spending millions and billions of flashy little satellites in the sky so fucking Owen fucking Musk, or the fuck his name is, you know what I mean, can show off his technology. You know, we should be fucking putting millions and billions into equipment and technology that can potentially prevent the next outbreak of a virus. You know, so people are ready for this, and people are equipped for this, and we don't just at the last minute rush and create makeshift hospitals so we can cure the sick and elderly. You know, so I definitely do agree with you that it's definitely not a concern. But unless it
I read a news in French says half of the world can become unemployed.
It could very well happen. Depends, I know. I think I'm going to just have enough time for a little chit chat, but there was enough gameplay in there, I think, and I won that set. I think I won 2 sets now, so I'm happy enough with that. Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm going way off topic here, but you know, I did say earlier that Gemma Doherty reminds me of Alex Jones. Now, Utku, you might be a lot more aware of Alex Jones because he's just he's a household name now at this stage, isn't he? I seen a video
Kombat
where he stormed into, you know, as he does, he's Alex Jones, he'll fucking storm into fucking any fucking room he goes into. He stormed into these Google offices, anyway, wherever he was, and there was a lady behind the desk, the receptionist, and he was just giving her like abuse left, right and centre, intimidating her. Just, that's the main word, intimidating her. He was intimidating her. For God's sake, like, she's not fucking the CEO of Google. I mean, she's not pulling any strings. She's not going in and out of fucking Bilderberg meetings or anything like that. I mean, she's just a fucking woman behind the reception desk trying to earn a living, and she didn't deserve that. And when I saw that video, man, that's when I just lost a lot of respect for that man. And I just, well, not that I didn't have a whole lot of respect for him in the first place anyway, to be honest with you. I just knew about him. I wouldn't say that I respected him. I knew about him. I watched a couple of his videos. I was aware of him, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that I respected him. There are far more people out there that do greater things that I respect. You know what I mean? But I just looked at that video and I was like, "Go on away, you fucking crazy bastard!" That's how I reacted to that video, like, you know. And I think that Gemma Doherty reminds me of her now, because now she's going around and she's getting in the face of like, you know, the police here in Ireland, the Gardaí, like, you know, just people who have a job to do, and just completely intimidating them, getting in their face, and just being an absolute asshole, basically. And that's how I feel about her. I think she's lost her mind. She's going down the same road that Alex Jones went down. And as far as her followers are concerned, I wouldn't, like, there's a few things I agree with her on, but I wouldn't consider myself a follower of anyone. I don't follow. I don't lead either. I do what I do, and I have my opinions and I have my views, and they're mine. They're nobody else's, you know. They're nobody else's. That's what I would say about it. That's what I would say about it, you know. But I have seen, you know, she's been on social media a lot more than she's ever been on social media, as far as people talking about her. People didn't know anything about her until recently, and she's all over social media. I think that people are reacting in a very kind of sheepish way there. I think that it would be nice to see if they were more outraged by, you know, by the actual scandals that she's actually opposing. I'm not offending her in any way, you know, because I just think it's stupid. I mean, like, she's not the only person that's been pulled over at a checkpoint, you know. You know what I mean? She's not the only person that's being pulled over by a checkpoint. So I just think, like, you know, yeah. But as far as like how people are reacting to her, like, you know, like she's some kind of an antichrist or something. You know what I mean? Oh, look at this evil woman. Oh man, there's a lot more evil happening around the world, man, that people, you know, aren't aware of. And it'd be nice to see if those people kind of responded to those situations with the same passion that they respond to, you know, to what she does. You know. But yeah, that's how I feel about her. I just think she's lost her mind. Unfortunately, it's sad that she's lost her mind. It's all these things remind me of. I've said this 9 times actually, a few times. It reminds me of a game that I have on the Wii called The Conduit. And The Conduit, it opens with a bit of dialogue that says like that, like, once you search for the truth or something like that, you just go down this like rabbit hole basically, and it changes people. You know what I mean? Some people just go absolutely insane with it, and you can't come back from it, you know. And that's what I see when I look into people like Gemma Doherty and Alex Jones, and you know, people like them, is they just go down this rabbit hole, man, and you know, they can't come back from it, you know. So I don't want to give a Wikipedia description of Gemma Doherty. She's there if you want to find out about her, you know. I don't want to spend any more time talking about like who she is and what she is. Like you can find all that out online, you know. Whether it's mainstream media trying to make her out to be a monster, or whether it's her sheepish, brainwashed followers who make her out to be the second coming of Christ. However you want to take the information is up to you. But you know, the information about who she is out there, you know. So, and she's on Twitter as well. I don't use Twitter that much, but she's on Twitter. So if anyone wants to check out who Gemma Doherty is, she's out there. It's not going to come from me. I'm not going to spend, you know, any time, like, you know. That's one thing I want to do. Whenever I do, like, even if I go back now and do Johnny Talks, like, I don't want to be reporting what's already out there. I just want to give my thoughts, my views, my opinions. That's my very first video on YouTube was pointing that out, that I want to give my views and opinions, my unique views and opinions on the things that happen around me. That was what I set out to do on YouTube. So as opposed to just like copy and pasting what's already out there, I just want to write my own stuff, say my own things. So I feel like I did that. So like how I feel about Gemma Doherty, man, is like she's I think right now, man, she's not in a good place mentally. I think the strain of trying to find the truth, expose the truth, you know, fight corruption.
There is a doctor who suicided because she couldn't handle her job in coronavirus, and people said really disgusting things about her telling.
Jesus, that's sad. That's actually very sad. Yes, it's pretty deep as well, but that is sad. But so yeah, I just think that it's once you kind of choose that pathway, like, you know, and you go down that road, and you want to fight corruption, because her political party is Anti-Corruption Ireland. It puts a large deal of pressure on you, like, and some people can handle it, some people can't handle it. I don't think she can handle it. I think she's at a stage now where she thinks that everyone is against her. You know, that the whole world is against her, and that's just pure insanity right there, like, you know. So I feel about Gemma.
I commented show some respect, and people told me in the sheep who should go back and watch CNN.
In this day and age, I would say, when it comes to like social media, I would say comment at your own will, or comment at your own risk, because you're just going to get people out there that's just going to deliberately troll you, and you're going to get people that can just deliberately push your buttons. You know, they know how to push your buttons. I would say stay away from the commenting. If you know well, it is nice to kind of express how you feel, but just know that you're going to get people that are just going to, they want a reaction from you, they want to push your buttons, so just be aware of that whenever you're commenting on anyone's comment on social media. You will get that. You will get that. So to wrap up things here now. What I would say when it comes to people like Gemma Doherty is instead of like, see, there's going to be like two sides, isn't there? You're either going to be with her or against her. But I don't think anything in life is as black and white as that. You know, I don't think things are as black and white as that. I just think you have to make up your own mind of her. Make up your own mind of what she's fighting for. I'm going to give you the perfect example, actually, of how it's not as black and white as that. You know, the Vice President of America, I don't know his name, he didn't wear a mask when he went into a medical center. Some hospital, anyway. He didn't wear a mask. And the whole world is like reacting to that and like, oh my God, how could he not wear a mask? Which is a valid point. But here in Ireland, our Taoiseach, our leader, even though he was voted out, Leo Varadkar, he went into a medical centre and he didn't wear a mask. And nobody's talking about it. So isn't it kind of ironic? Or kind of interesting, really? How just because somebody who was from the Trump administration didn't wear a mask, the whole focus is put on him. But then back here in Ireland, nobody is raising an eyebrow on the fact that Leo Varadkar didn't wear a mask. This is a guy coming out telling us what to do. This is a guy coming out and tell us we have to keep our social distance, that we can't go any further than 2 kilometers, that we can't see our relatives, that we can't essentially have a fucking life.
When I commented there were far more cases than my country clarified, people told me I am so stupid.
Man, I'm telling you, man, there's a few people that can relate to that, man. I can tell that much right now. What your comment there, man, is like, trust me, man, hits home a lot more than you can think, man. That's exactly it, man. People will tell you something, they don't listen until it's too late. You know, and then when the time comes, they're the ones that are saying, hey, did you hear about this? And you're like, did I hear about it? I fucking told you. So yeah, man, I think there's a few of us in the live stream that can relate to that, man. 100%. That's what happens, man. That's exactly what happens. I'm just thinking what to say now, how to wrap it up. So, like, yeah, you just have to kind of so even though it's a different situation, but like if you're gonna hate somebody for not wearing a mask, but then ignore another person who didn't wear a mask, what does that say about you? What does that say about you? I think you have to kind of, you know, you have to kind of like look at yourself. You know, like all those people who are actively on social media, you know, criticizing Gemma Doherty and criticizing the Vice President of America, I think they have to look at themselves. And they have to ask, what does it say about me if I am hating this
But
woman?
when I come out right, they all become silenced.
Always the way, man. Always the way. Cool. So what does it say about that person, right? If they're burying their head in the sand like an ostrich when it comes to examples of situations that are 10 times worse, you know, or the Vice President of America not wearing a mask, and the whole world reacts to that by saying, no, how could you not wear a mask? But then Leo Varadkar, the leader of our country, our Prime Minister, he didn't wear a mask. He didn't wear a mask going into a medical centre, and nobody was talking about it. So people have to ask themselves, like, what does that say about them? You know, why would you point out one man who didn't wear a mask, but ignore the other person who didn't wear a mask? You know, so that's how I'll end the live stream, really. I think that sums up everything, really, that I've been, you know, trying to say. So yeah, Gemma Doherty, she got pulled over by the Gardaí, checkpoint. She didn't like it. She intimidated the Gardaí. People all over Ireland, social media, highlighting her, highlighting that video. But, you know, and then you have the Vice President of America, he didn't wear a mask. Whole world talking about that. But, and they're talking about other people doing the exact same things. No, they're not. They're selective and they're picky and choosy. So all I would say is think for yourself and, you know, put a bit of balance into those situations. So that is the end of the live stream. I just want to say thank you to all who watched. Appreciate the support as always, and I will see you next time on Green-HillGaming.